Good morning, colleagues. We're starting our second day of ММСО.Шекспир Shakespeare with a session about modern tools for teaching English. My name is Konstantin Levushkin, and I am a history teacher, not English teacher, but let it be just another illustration of universal role of English in our life. I have always envied English teachers because you have so many fancy tools for your lessons I can only dream about. All these textbooks, students' books, apps, and platforms. But tools are helpless without professional teachers, and I'm very lucky today to have a conversation with those who not only design those tools, but also use them in their everyday practice. My colleague Eugene Lichkin gave a very inspiring speech yesterday, and he talked about the goals of English language today. Among other ideas, he said that learning English is necessary for a person not only to gain a certain amount of knowledge or to become a fluent speaker, but also to become happier. English is a way to access completely another quality of life. The idea that was discussed in depth during yesterday's sessions. On top of it, English could teach our students to think critically, to understand the connections and to inquire. The idea that a person can be happy one and at the same time think critically seems to be a little bit arguable for me as a history teacher. Anyway, let us focus on the tools that could make our students happier and feel their learning experience with joy and personal meaning. I want to begin our showcase with our first speaker, Peter Stepичев, who will tell us more about how to learn English and be happy at the same time, and about the tools that will energize English lessons. Peter, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for such an introduction. I feel it is one of the most important things that should be now in education, not just the results you get in a number of years when you graduate, but what you feel in the process. And my presentation is actually about it. I'll speak about the tools that will help our learners to feel better, to feel more effective, to feel happier at the lesson. And I'll start with a few pictures, my small experiment that you actually repeat. It's an easy one. You can open any search engine and type student picture, or you can do it in Russian. You can type ученик картинка, and then you will see all those students who are quite happy going to school. That's how we picture them. Because picture is art. That's how people who draw pictures, who draw students, how they imagine, picture, visualize their students. I continued my experiment and I typed in the search engine ученик фото. I use a photo, and photo is not what we imagine. Photo reflects reality as it is. And now we see that half of these students are not happy. Some of them are bored, some of them are tired, some of them are enthusiastic about studying, definitely, but not all of them. So that is the difference between the reality and our dreams. Let's see how to gap, how to make more of our students active, participating, engaging, and happier in the process of education. I hope you see the GIF animation that shows that to digest knowledge, it should have a delicious taste. That's exactly what wise teachers do in education. Let's imagine that this food here in the spoon, it's not just food, it's present perfect. Lists of words, gerund, anything. So that's what a wise teacher should do. And I completely agree with the words by Shalva Manashvili. A lesson should be viewed by the teacher as a gift for children. I'm an author of Iris Press Publishers, and we develop tools that wrap the lesson in such a way it becomes more like a gift for children. I believe we should learn by heart. In English, the English language offers this metaphor, learning by heart. And in Russian, our associations with knowledge are usually like not so tasty, let me say. We say "грызть гранит науки," just try to visualize it. Is it something you want to do? Is it something you want to actually try? Yeah. So let's see how we can learn by heart with the tools that we develop. One of the tools, is a game. Actually, 3,500 before Christ, Egyptian god of knowledge created something to promote knowledge. He created a tool that promotes knowledge. What was the tool that god of knowledge could create? It was a game. And now in 2020, we develop games that help education. Games is not entertainment, it's about education. How do we play this game? Cards are given to the students, and you should get rid of your cards. You can put the same form or the same verb. For example, if you have went, the next should be gone or go. If you have went, the next should be, let me say, dug or spoke. So the same form or the same verb. So it is like a typical card principle. It's as if you play cards, but at the same time you learn verbs. One more game which is quite new, and it's even simpler to play. Actually, that's it. That's it. Yep. What is the idea here? You should explain, you should speak during this game. You can either mime these words, yeah, or you should explain the words orally, or draw a picture of the word. So it's about explaining things to each other. So it's how natural language works. I have a 3-year-old kid, and that's exactly what I do when I speak to my kid. And I do it in the first language, I do it in Russian, but that's the same mechanism, actually. Testing can also be fun. Testing is not only about much time spent on writing things and test and choosing the right answer. It is something more interesting. I can show you how just teachers can, not only teachers but parents can do that. We have such a testing thing. We have a picture. If your answer is not correct, let me say this. You think it's a spider. You cannot take it out. It's impossible. If you choose the correct answer, you can take it out. And that's the that's how it happens. You see? So that's testing that even parents who don't speak English can handle. And students can self-test. So if it's correct, it goes out easily. Let's get back to my presentation. Okay. Yeah. Oh, one more. Oh, I should not switched it on because that's one more thing I need to show. Kinesthetic students. That's a very important category. A modern teacher should take it in mind. So all students are different. And what we do now, we do for visual learners. We have lots of tools for visual learners, but not so many publishers dare do something for kinesthetics. Not just because it's easier to do things for visual learners with modern technology. The whole technological process for kinesthetic learners is more difficult because it involves like ropes, different elements. So usually it's easier to publish a book. So what is here? We have pictures and the words to the pictures. Let me say it's a monkey. Then this guy, it's a giraffe. This is a kangaroo. I have to do it like a reverse order. Okay, hippo. So if I made a mistake, which I did, actually I made a mistake, the lines will not coincide. So the right answers coincided, the line and the rope, the string. And my mistakes, so you see, it's some of them coincided, some of them not. And all of them are different. So each time you match, you can check yourself. So it depends how you do it here. If you do it not correct, you see the result. Yeah. One more fun way and an easy way to test yourself. So students can do it themselves, actually. Parents can do it. Everyone can do it. One more challenge we face is that students need multiple tries, multiple attempts. And that is why we need things that we can try, then delete or rub out what we've written and try again. And that's why we at Iris Press use the materials like that, durable, where you can write and then delete and then write again. Magic wheel is something I really love. And again, I need to get back to my person instead of showing the presentation, because I'll show you how it works. So I open this magic wheel, and it helps you to build up a sentence. My name is, so my name is Peter. Oh, I used my own name here, just used my position as an author. And this one, how old I am. I can close my eyes and define my age with my eyes closed. So I'm 20, which is good. Yeah, I like it. I like this tool. Where am I from? Let's see. I close my eyes. And I'm from Kenya. Well, I'm a 20-year-old guy from Kenya. So it can be used to make your own story about yourself, really, as you are. And you use these lines for that. Or it can be a created story, a story that you make up. Well, and the last but not the least, I'd like to present the whole series from beginner to advanced that Iris Press has for readers. Reading is still an important skill. It has always been. Sometimes it's difficult to find a book that matches this particular level that we need. And here we have a book, we have it, we can read it, we can listen to it, we can practice doing exercises. And what's more, we as Association of Teachers every year have a Must Read Festival. And that is common practice for us. Students choose one of the books, they read the book, and then they present the book in creative form, in the form of characters speaking to readers, in the form of poster presentations. So they try to advertise the book they read. And they choose these books, the books from this series, to present the book to others. And that's very important, not just to read for oneself, but to share what you feel while reading, why this book is so important for you. That is an important part of this communication between students. So coming back to the idea that I mentioned in the beginning, I'm absolutely sure that students in the process of education should feel satisfied with what they do, with the choices they make. And teachers should not be given textbooks. They should choose the books themselves, the books that they like. That's why the most important idea of my presentation: follow your teaching style, choose the best elements that fits your teaching style. And a happy teacher is also an important part of the process. A happy teacher makes students happy. Thank you for your attention, and learn by heart.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter. Let me confess that I'm so excited. I mean, I said I love these tools that you have, your English teacher have, and I mean, I'm so emotional now because I won all these cards and games and books for my classes, for my history classes here. But yeah, let me just be more serious. I have a question to you, and that is, can you tell us how do these tools can change relations between student and a teacher, or a child and a parent? So how are they changed by this?
Yeah. First of all, let me start with parent probably. Sometimes the relationship between teacher, student, parents, and material is like parents help students with their homework or do homework instead of their children, and they don't feel happy about that, and they scold teachers together with their children. So it's the process that should not happen. We create tools that helps to organize this leisure activities in English. So you can play cards together with your parents at home. So you it's edutainment. That's the concept of edutainment. You can do fun things with English with your children at home. As for the role of the teacher, I'm pretty sure that the role of a modern teacher is the role of a humanizer. So teachers add personality to the material. I made an experiment again with the search engine. I Googled for past simple, and I found about 40 million entries. Just in no time, in a second, I got 40 million entries. Why do we need teachers? If you have so many variants, like you can read about past simple, like if you don't like this link, you can choose a different link. But still, I travel across the country, and I see that English clubs, English schools, and English tutors are very successful. It means that students still need teachers. Why do they need teachers? Because teachers humanize the material. You don't like past simple, you want past simple with your teacher. It is not digestible if it is without a person. It should be person-person relationship. The more person is the teacher, the more heart and soul he puts in education, the better it becomes.
Yeah, thank you. I want past simple with my teacher, best teachers. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, let's continue our review of useful tools for teachers and students with Maria Hapkina, who will, I hope, elaborate on the idea of this joyful, meaningful, and, how to say, humanized learning experience, and shifting our discussion more to online platforms and tools. Maria, please.
Well, good morning. I'm glad to be here, to be a part of this wonderful discussion, really. And yeah, I agree that a teacher should be with students, yeah, of course, but we have modern tools, and the way of using these tools is very important. How to use them during lessons or when our students stay at home, they work online, and how to do these online tools and the content more constructive and captivating, creative, to motivate our students to learn English with pleasure. This is my leading idea of my work, that students, I want them to love English, just to enjoy the process of learning English. Well, and speaking about the ways how we think about content, I found 4 principles, because I am really a teacher of English. I work with my students almost every day, and also I'm a content manager of a new platform of learning English, LTC English. LTC English is about learn, teach, construct, or you may say learn, teach, create. Yes, we want teachers to teach with pleasure. We want students to learn with pleasure and to construct their own areas, fields of learning. So there are 4 principles. The first is match captivating and useful content. We will speak about the ways how we can give new information, new vocabulary, and different structures in a new form with new interesting information. The second principle is about boring rules. We've just spoken about past simple, yes, and okay, you may love past simple with your teacher if you are like a student and you have a good teacher, yeah. But of course, grammar is a boring thing for our students, and we've decided to create interesting stories about grammar, and I'll tell about it a little bit later. The third principle is don't make tests, make games. Really, students are afraid of tests, and we decided to pack tests, really useful tests, into quest games, yes, into computer game. They all like playing computer games. And the fourth principle is ask students how they like to learn English. This is the most important principle because sometimes we are teachers, we are content managers, we know how to teach. We suppose that we know what our students want and how they want to be taught. And I decided to make a group, a team of my students, and ask them, what games would you like to play, for example, to learn more English words? What ways of programming these games we can choose? And nowadays, me and my students, we work on this LTC English platform. We work together. So they give me good advice. Well, the first principle is about captivating content. You know, of course, in our resource, we have different videos. There are 3 of them on each theme. And I'd like to tell you about the third video. Yes, students should learn a new vocabulary in context, watching the videos where there are characters, they speak, they have real life situations. But sometimes students want to learn some new information, not only about these words, yes, but about some facts. For example, well, I don't know if you see, yes, the longest head hair. Well, we can speak about the Guinness Book about Records, yes. And when we speak about appearance, we watch the video about different very strange people, yeah. For example, the girl from China has the longest hair head. Or when we speak about numbers, so it's not so interesting. Yes, we may count 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 30, 100, but we can watch the video about interesting facts. For example, for how long, for how many years a snail can sleep, yeah, and we know that that it can sleep for 3 years. Or we can watch the video about the way for how long, how far can dolphins send their signals, and we learn numbers during this process. Or we can speak about buildings, furniture, and we can watch the video about unusual buildings, yeah, about dancing house or unusual library in the USA. When we speak about countries and nationalities, yes, this is not the theme about food, about countries and nationalities. We can also watch the video and travel around the world and find out what traditional food is in each country. And it's not necessary English-speaking country, yes, because English opens the whole world for us. And also about, when we speak about jobs and professions, we can speak about jobs that we do not have anymore, like lamplighter, or the modern jobs that are around our students, or very unusual jobs like a professional sleeper. Yeah, children say that they all dream about this profession, to be a professional sleeper. The second rule is boring rules as interesting stories. Yeah, speaking about grammar. Well, we've thought about it for a lot, and we decided that the best thing for children, because this online platform is for students of the 5th, 6th, and the 4th grade, is to tell them fairy tales. Let's imagine that this is not boring list of rules or structures. This is the magic world, the wonderland of English grammar. There are many kingdoms, for example, as you see here, the kingdom of present simple, or the kingdom of nouns, the kingdom of adjectives, of verbs, of prepositions. And you can also meet different characters. And you can learn grammar, verbs and structures through their life stories. For example, this is the verb to be. He is a very important person in the kingdom of English grammar. Here are his 3 daughters. She's a little bit selfish because she likes to speak only about herself. Yes, I am. R, she's very friendly. She loves to talk with many people. That's why she is always, well, we speak about plurals. Yeah, is likes to say some stories about somebody, he or she, and so on. Have got, has got. They are secret agents, and they always should have got their cases. They can't leave them. That's why children, they remember that have got, has got. They are usually together. Well, for example, the birds. These are demonstrative pronouns. These, that, those, and if the bird has a short beak, so we speak about this, that. If it has the long beak, we speak about these, those, and so on. And elves and the articles. Yeah, they, well, and are very shy and modest. That's why they meet only one person and like to talk with one person. So we speak about using of this article with in a singular, yes, with a noun in a singular form, and so on. So students learn grammar through stories, through fairy tales. The next principle, the third, is don't make tests, make games. You know, students, my students love these games. We play them. Tests as quest. For example, we have a very big theme. It may be hobbies, sports, food, and grammar is also included into the list of these vocabulary themes. And we can play quest. There are 2 locations and 4 tasks in which location. They also can earn knolix. You see, in Russian, it is very funny because you earn knoliki. In English, the origin of this word, of course, knowledge. Yes, so you got knowledge for you. Yeah, and there are many colorful locations. Also, you can see that there are many tasks that are connected with the English language, but they are packed in this interesting form. That's why students are very interested in them. They do not like worksheets, yeah, they do not like just tests on paper. Well, and there are many different locations. And this task, for example, is very interesting because the tasks are, sometimes they are ordinary, sometimes they are unusual. For example, here we speak about films and you should listen to a sound and guess what type of film it is, horror film, action, and so on. And the last principle is ask students how they like to learn. You know, I don't like the idea that students know better how to learn, but they can help us and give us ideas how to create constructors. For example, we have 3 constructors in our on our platform: web quests, mind maps, and comics. So this is the tool that my students really created and made up. So they told me, Maria Evgenievna, we would like to write our own stories, to create our own comics, dialogues, and to make them colorful, like real comics. So on our platform, you can really do it. You can publish even your own magazine of your comics, make up your stories. You can publish different books of your comics. And we have different projects in our school when students, they publish these comics and they can present them. Also, you can load and send it to a teacher. You can just save them for yourself if you do not want to share with other people. Of course, there are many characters. You can choose more than 30 locations. You can choose different characters, and I want to pay your attention that there are different emotional, so they show different emotions. Yes, so there's not just figures of people. Yes, they also express some emotions. Well, I tried to finish my short speech. Well, there are 4 principles. Of course, there are more than 4, but these are the main principles. Well, if we think about interesting and captivating content, if we try to transform boring rules into interesting stories, if we don't make tests and try to make games, of course, we should understand that not all lessons are full of different games. Yep, really. But these elements make our lessons more expressive, more effective, more interesting and fascinating for our students. And the fourth principle, let's try to speak with students, what they want, how they want to be taught. And I think as the result of this principles, we try, we do it, we make captivating and creative educational environment. Well, thank you for attention.
Thank you, Maria. I'm happy once more with all these pictures and games. I mean, I would love to have such a tool when I learn English. Well, anyway, I have one question to you. When we discussed with your presentation, you mentioned that you frequently interfere with, widespread belief that modern kids are digital natives who grow up with the gadgets and who are better in handling with them than adults. And sometimes that means that teachers or parents just give the laptop or tablet to a kid and just say, well, play. That's the what you just have to do. You are good in this. So, based on your long experience in the field of digital teaching, is that true?
Well, unfortunately, in most cases, maybe. Parents usually say it, and my colleagues also say that, students, they are better than we, they know it better. But we should teach our students not only to play games, they can do it themselves, but how to produce something useful for people around them. And if they want, they like programming very much. Yes, they like making their own games. That's why I think we should help them to create some keys, some steps of making a game, because sometimes they don't know how to do it. They just get a ready product and use it. And when we do something together, I teach them how to create something new. That's why I think our students, they know how to use, but we should put a pinch of sense, of ideas into this process. Not only use, but you may create yourself something interesting. And the process of thinking, of creative thinking, of creativity, of communication, here it is, when I'm a teacher and my students, and we work on this digital field. That's what I think.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That resonates with the manifesto of the conference about self-autonomy, subjectivity of student, but also about this meaning in what we are doing. Thank you for your comment. Okay, colleagues, let me introduce you our next speaker, Indira Muhamedova, whose topic is much more, let's say, serious, because it concerns the choices our students make before graduating from schools, especially if they choose to continue their learning in American colleges. Indira, is that a joyful path for future students, and how we can help them on this journey if it's not a piece of cake for them? Please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak today. Yeah, my presentation is more about future of your students, about US higher education, and let me give you some overview on how to help students to apply to US university or college. Because students who are considering studies in the United States often face myths and fears, and these fears can lead to a future applicant down the wrong path, and to delusions and to misgivings. And English teacher can become a key figure in admissions process to US university or college by receiving accurate and reliable information about admission process, and to share this information with students, with your students. And based on many years of experience, we, Education USA Russia Advising Center, can tell you what admission to US university looks like. And at this lecture, I will give you I will give you an overview of this admission process. First of all, let me say some words about Education USA network. Education USA is their network of over 930 international student centers, and in more than 175 countries and territories. Network helps students with their parents and their parents to help to apply to US universities and offer accurate, comprehensive, and current information about opportunities to study in the United States. We're based in Russia since 1991, and we have 10 advisors in 4 cities: Moscow, St. Petersburg, Novosibirsk, and Vladivostok. Before I go to an overview of admission process in the United States, I'd like to show you some statistics. Here you can see on this slide that over 5 million mobility students in the world, and among them over 1 million mobility students study in the United States during the last academic year. And it means that United States is the #1 destination for international students. And why United States attracts so many international students? Let's look at this particular slide. Here you can see some points on what is unique about US studies. Education system is independent and diversified. It means that diversity offers students options to specialize in variety of academic disciplines. Classes are very interactive, but workload is very high. Focus on hands-on experience, OPT and CPT. It allows students to get work experience related to their field of study. Academic integrity is crucial, so students are not allowed to copy someone's work, cheat at classes, but choices of courses is huge, and the system is flexible again, and students decide on their own what course to take during their studies. Also, let me tell you about types of institutions and degrees. Let's begin with that both universities and colleges offer bachelor's degrees. So there is a difference in Russia. Also in the United States, there are public and private universities, and there is a special type, a community college. Community college offers 2-year programs leading to associate degree. Studies in the community college usually less expensive. They can have a more flexible admissions process and then don't require usually admission tests. As for degree, US universities and colleges offer undergraduate studies, degrees and graduate degrees. Bachelor degrees takes a 4-year of full-time study, and master degrees, depending on depending on study program, 1 or 2 years, and doctoral degree about 4 years. Tuition is very high. That's not restricted in the United States, but I'd like to share with you on how students and their families can finance their studies as well. Except own savings, there are some options. For example, governmental programs like year program, Fulbright, etc. Tuition can be paid by third party, for example, sponsors or business companies. And the most attractive option is financial aid from a university or college. It can be need-based scholarships, merit-based scholarships, athletic scholarships, etc. Also, I'd like to give you information what application package includes. Application package includes application form. It's usually filled on website or common application. Education credentials, transcripts, are certified copies of students' education record, courses, grades. Recommendation letters, this is very important to receive from heads of principal, school counselor, personal tutors. Recommenders must be able to write about students' work and to be able to assess students' potential to do well pursuing higher education degree. Also, very important to write essays, personal statement. This is students' chance to write about their interest, long-term and goals and their interests and strengths. And also exams, test scores. Test scores required to assess ability of students, academic ability and English proficiency level. Talking about exams, here you can see on this slide that students usually take IELTS or TOEFL to measure their English language ability. SAT and ACT, these are tests required for graduate admission. These tests usually assess academic ability, and GMAT and GRE are usually required for graduate schools. And whether you choose or your student choose what study to take, short-term or full-time degree in the United States, we recommend to follow these 5 steps. Research your options, finance your studies, complete your application, apply for student visa, and prepare for departure. All about these 5 steps you can know about in our programs. We created these special programs for all audience, for high school kids, for parents, for professional, for university students. And in these programs, you will find out all specifics about admission process to US studies. And to start with, we recommend to start first, register on our website. Begin with 120 credit programs. This is online course with 3 important steps about university search, finance, application package. And after this, completing this course, you will have a chance to meet advisor, and you will start working with this advisor on your strategy on admission process. And also attend our events, other programs, and also beside our programs, we recommend your students to study well at schools, read a lot of books, because this is really important. Learn English, and you will help them to learn English with your tools, and prepare for exams and do extracurricular activities. This is really important to for high school kids to start with. This was a pleasure to present today, and this is our website, our contact information. Please visit for further details and for and you'll find useful information or resources.
Thank you, Indira. I see the process of admissions right now at my school, and I know how hard it could be for students, and I find it very useful that they have to have someone behind him or besides them, who help them with this process. And my question, and that will be actually the last question to all of our speakers, is that what is the role of a teacher in all these processes? And let's just start with the last presentation. What do you think? How English teacher can help a student who wants, or maybe doesn't want right now, but maybe dreams about studying in America?
I think that teacher can play a great role in extracurricular activities, because this is a crucial part of application to US universities and colleges. And extracurricular activities can strengthen students' application, and English teacher can create these activities to help to develop leadership skills, teamwork, time management. Maybe the teacher can create some activities like theater, you know. This will help, because admission directors use holistic approach to assess students' application. It means that directors, you look at students as a unique personality, and this is really important for students and parents and teachers.
Yeah, thank you. That's once more we come to this humanized education. Yeah, the teacher and the student has to be humans. And Peter, I just want to revisit this idea with you. What skills does teacher need, well, to humanize the education, the English teaching?
Yeah, I think a modern teacher should be quite psychologically aware. So there should be some skills that usually the competent specialists of this field have. The teacher should be able to manage his own emotions, to use his emotions in the process, not as a reaction like, I'm unhappy because my students are so bad. So emotions should be used as a tool, as Professor Karakovsky said, and not as just reflection of what's going on. Definitely a teacher should stand beside, as you said, in all the processes, starting from the very early age to the age when student chooses the higher education. By the way, my sister is a student in America, and she highly appreciates this experience. She likes it a lot. So it's one more bond that we have. The most important thing is that she is satisfied with what she does, what she did in Russia, what she did in America. She feels it's hers. If we help our student understand what is his, actually, then we are successful teachers.
Okay, thank you. Maria, any statement from you about the role and skills that are crucial today for the English teacher?
Well, I fully agree with Piotr, because the second part of my of what I'm doing at school is theater. That's why I work during my lessons, and I use many drama or acting tools with my students, not only online tools. But as for me, I think, of course, emotions. Of course, teacher should love the process of teaching. Yeah. But I think a very important thing for modern teacher is to be very curious and flexible. And flexible because sometimes we are used to the ways of how we teaching during years, and we like these ways, and we just stay and we stand on one position, and we do not want to develop our skills or to improve our knowledge and so on. Nowadays, I think teachers should be very curious. They should watch webinars, try to find out new books, maybe not only connected with different our pedagogical items or books. For example, nowadays I read books about time management, about game design, about websites, and I really love it because I can find a lot of information that helps me at my lessons. That's why curious and flexible.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, colleagues, our organizers are rushing me to close this, because we in 4 minutes we will have next session, and I will just let me connect this to our talk, because on next session, well, first of all, you will meet Peter, and then our speakers will talk about the lesson, about contemporary lesson, and about how, well, all these tools and approaches and programs that we've just discussed could be, well, incorporated, well, just simply used on the context of lesson. So that will be our next topic. And I thank all my guests, speakers, for your inspiring presentations. Well, have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah. Bye-bye.